Welcome to the Diablo 3, 4, correction, Diablo 4 Xbox Series X breakdown review. I am a big fan of Diablo 3. I was introduced into the series on Diablo 1 and 2, but I didn't play them that much, I'll be completely honest. So my real introduction to Diablo as a franchise was Diablo 3, the DLC, 4 playthroughs, DLC 2 playthroughs, and then entering Diablo 4. And again, I had a massive amount of fun with Diablo 3, so I'm hoping that carries extra weight in this review. Let me first of all get my foot off the desk because I keep shaking the camera. And there's a random Pokemon. It's a freaking Cappy. I need it as well. Hold on. There we go. This review breakdown will be pretty much exactly the same against every other breakdown. We use the exact same formula because we want it to be fair. We want to make sure that we are keeping to the same formula. So I've got my notes. I've got my breakdown template on the right hand side of my screen, and again we're going to break it down just like we always do. So the very first thing, I'm trying to be quiet as well because people are asleep. The very first thing I look at in any review is always the choice of music used, because soundtracks to me carry a massive weight in any game that you play. The game could be absolute garbage and have an incredible soundtrack that actually adds fuel to that game and pushes that game in a better way, and vice versa. So does Diablo 4 carry weight with its soundtrack? Yes, it does. The Turtle Beach headset that I'm using, and I'm getting it straight into my brain holes. The soundtrack to Diablo 4 is very impressive, and it works very well. There were two areas. One of them was a dungeon that we did, and one of them was an area that we did. And I caught the Cappy. There were two areas that had probably the best music that I've heard throughout the entire game. But the cinematics, the cutscenes that you watch, they also carry an incredible amount of audio with them as well. The effects and the voice acting in this game is so good. I mean, I have to praise Blizzard as much as I possibly can do, because Blizzard are known for getting those elements really well done. I was a massive World of Warcraft player for about 10 years, again playing Diablo 3. The music is absolutely phenomenal. So 100% didn't have an issue with it. We had no audio cutouts, we didn't have choppy audio, we didn't have any problems with the audio itself. So from a soundtrack perspective, it was absolutely spot on, and I was absolutely happy with it. In terms of the effects, now I played as a mage. The reason I chose a mage is because I played 4 classes on Diablo 3. I played the sorcerer, the monk, the paladin, and I think it was the thief, I think, maybe the barbarian, but I did 4 runs in total. And my favorite was being a mage, so I decided to be a mage again, but not Frost. I decided to go with lightning instead, so I was like a female Thor. I have to say I am super grateful that Dr. Death, one of my community members, and Super Dave joined me pretty much through a massive amount of the game itself. So we had 2 sorcerers and 1 druid running around, and the effects in the entire game, from the spell crafting to the explosions to the weapons, can't fault it in any single way. I can't. Again, I had no problems with it, so there's no real issue to look into or any points to be deducted. Now, the voice acting, again, Blizzard always known for getting this stuff absolutely spot on. The voice acting in this game is absolutely phenomenal and spot on. There are some incredible voice actors and actresses in this game The voices are so crisp, so clear. You can hear the dialogue. You can also read the subtitles if you need to as well. But the voice acting is just so good in this game. It is really, really, really well done. And some of the demonic bassy voices, especially if you're wearing a good headset, goes right into your brain and tickles all the good places. So please make sure you're wearing a headset when you play this game. Or on a good theater home system, whatever. Just prepare for some awesomeness. The next thing that we look into is the graphics aspect of the game. Now, we don't deduct points if the game is a retro style looking game. That's not what we do. What we look at in terms of graphics is, does it work? The engine, the graphic engine, does it work right? Are there missing textures? Are there broken textures? Screen tearing? Loading of the textures? And I did a lot of Diablo 3, and I'm trying to mainly compare how Diablo 3 looked to how Diablo 4 looked. And you can definitely see an improvement, 100%. The game looks fantastic, and with all the effects that I was casting as well with my magic, all the effects of the other characters that I saw, the colors were popping. But again, I didn't see anything bad, and I'm trying to go through in my mind, did I ever see any of the textures not work whatsoever? And no, the game visually is extremely good, but I have to literally bow at their feet when it comes to their cinematic cutscenes in the game. One thing I have to say is there are simply not enough of them. There is a massive lack of cutscenes in Diablo 4. But when you see those cutscenes, the ones that they give to you, especially some of the ending cutscenes, they are absolutely breathtaking. They are so good. They look absolutely phenomenal. And again, it's Blizzard. If you watch the cutscenes in World of Warcraft, they all look absolutely insane. Like the detail, the attention to detail in these games is unmatched in so many ways. So Blizzard, I have to fucking salute you. Your Diablo 4 looks absolutely impressive. It really does. So, and your cinematics are just gorgeous. Absolutely well done. Weather effects, we do have quite a bit, and I mean, I love my thunder and lightning. I always will, especially the sound effects that come from thunder and lightning. But we did have snowy areas, we did have deserty areas, we had rain, we had blood rain, and again, they all looked absolutely spot on. Some of the effects again that I was casting thunder and lightning of my magic, they sounded absolutely great. But talking about ambient weather effects, and yeah, again, can't complain. They all looked absolutely fantastic. Gameplay and mechanics. If you have played previous Diablo games, you already know what you're going to get yourself into. They pretty much use a lot of the same user interfaces. They just improve on those interfaces and make them look a lot better. They add extra features as well. So can I compare it? I mean, Diablo 3's interface looked really good. It really did. I had no problem with it. But in terms of the gameplay, I'm trying to describe this game to someone that's not played a single Diablo game. I think that will be the easiest way of doing it. We're talking action, adventure, roleplay, camera almost high up in the sky, so you're looking down on your character itself, and you're running around in your role-playing the character that you're playing as. The combat is very simple. Super simple. Only a couple of action bars that you can actually use, and they're all laid out very well on controller, and that's what we played on. Like I said, we played on the Xbox Series X, and I know a lot of PC players have done all their key bindings and stuff like that. But the gameplay is super simple, very easy to understand and to learn from. The mechanics behind it all are, yeah, simple, easy. As you level up and as you gain more abilities and more spells for me, or if you're using other characters, more sword techniques or whatever, you can set them up the way that you want to. You can go into the options and you can mess them around and put them into another configuration if you want to, because you prefer it that way. But it's I would say, actually no, I'm going to leave that sentence to the end. Yeah, I'm going to leave that sentence to the end because it's important. It is important. But the roleplay RPG, the more you kill, the more you do the quests, the more you level up, the more you progress in the story, the more experience again that you earn, the more you level up. You find loads of armor, loads of weaponry all over the place. The gear loots that drop are in tier systems. So a good example, like commons, rares, epics, legendaries. So you're always running around trying to find the best loot that you can wear with the best stats that you can wear. You can transmog items to make them look like other items that you found. You can enchant items to replace certain stats. You can insert gems into said gear to further increase your resistances or your strengths, or your healing. It's like I said, it's a massive open world RPG style game, and that's to people that haven't played Diablo. I would say go on YouTube, load up Diablo 3, load up Diablo 4 video gameplay, and just watch about 10 minutes of it, and you'll instantly understand what you're going to get yourself into. Replayability and game difficulty. This game only allows you to start off on easy mode or normal mode. There are two other difficulties that are after that: hard mode and torment mode. Now, I have to say I do not like the fact that you have to complete the game before you can do hard mode and torment mode. For the experienced players of Diablo, people that have played the other games and they know exactly what they're getting themselves into, it would have been nice that either mid-game or 75% into the game, maybe the option to further increase the difficulty to grant loot, better loot, would have been welcomed. Because I'm a completionist. I like to do anything and absolutely everything I can get my hands on, and I like to do it before I do the story missions. So I like to do all the side quests that I can do first to pretty much make my character super OP, and then start the story and work on the story. The problem is this game punishes you for doing that, because the enemies will scale on your character's level, but the armor sets that drop on normal mode are on average around 40 to 45. So you're going to hit level 50, and then you're going to go into the Paragon skill list, and add extra points to your character. You're going to fly up well above 50, but all the gear that's dropping on normal mode isn't anywhere near 50. So, but the enemies are still leveling up too. So you're making it far worse by being a completionist. The smartest strategy that I would highly recommend is, when you create a brand new game, new character, focus purely on the story. Ignore every side quest. Story, all the way through. Once you've completed the story, you'll then have the option to do a mission to then unlock the next difficulty up, which will then be hard mode. Work on that, get hard mode unlocked, and then from that point onwards, do some of the side missions itself. I mean, if you really want to be a rebel, you could wait until you unlock Torment and then do all the side missions. But it's completely up to you. It's your style. So there is a massive, and I mean massive, amount of replayability in this game. This game, I've put 75 hours into this review already. I've completed the entire story. And I'm working pretty much on all the small knickknacks, boosting up my character, making my character even stronger, doing a lot of the hell stuff to earn the best rewards. But the core part of the game is done, and I'm just doing all the other stuff. The collectibles with the Lilith statues, I've done the majority of them all. We did a lot of the dungeons to unlock a lot of the enchantments that you can put onto your class. This game encourages you to pretty much do it all, and you are rewarded obviously pretty well, but not on the lower difficulties. The lower difficulties are pretty much for you to breeze through the story. Then after that, push the difficulty up to grant you more reward for your character and for your game. So I'm probably predicting that I'm going to be putting at least 100, maybe 150 hours into this game in the next few weeks, purely on just doing some more side quests, some more looting, some more world tier bosses, just so I can maximize my character and make my character super strong. And then I can use that character in my friends' games and help them and support them in their game. When you play multiplayer, the game caters to your character's level, and there's no upscaling or downscaling, so you can't do any form of boosting whatsoever. So if you're level 50, the enemies are level 50 for you, and if your friend is level 20, the enemies will be level 20 for them. And I think that's purely just to stop people from boosting, because in Diablo 3 there was a lot of it. there really was. There was a shitload of it, where a high-tiered soldier class barbarian would run around and one-shot everything for their friend, and their experience bar just shot up all the time. So again, there is so much to do in it, but I can't put like 200, 300 hours into this review, because I've got other reviews heading down. So this is more of a mini review, but with a lot of context in it, like a shitload. In terms of game difficulty, we done the full game, like I said, the full story on normal difficulty, and I found it ridiculously easy. I'll be completely honest, because I again did all the side quests that I could get my hands on. I reached level 50 very fast, and then I started going above level 50 and leveling up even further, and I was destroying elites breezy mode. I was destroying bosses breezy mode as well. So if on that aspect, if you play this game as a completionist, you're going to find it too easy until you up the difficulty. If you play it by focusing completely on the story first and then working on everything else with the upgraded difficulty, then it's going to start being way more challenging for you. And I look forward to doing that with my other characters, I'm not going to lie. So play it how you want to play it. That's the whole point. It is a roleplay game. You're supposed to play it how you want to play it. Any game customization and stats building. Holy shit. Yes. Yes. To all of it. In terms of game customization, the character creation is bare minimum. Like super bare minimum. And I wasn't too impressed with it, to be completely honest. I really wasn't. I play Dark Souls type games like a religion, and the customizing options in those games are absolutely crazy in comparisons to Diablo. And I'm a teeny bit disappointed with it, I'm not gonna lie. And the reason for it is because I end up crossing paths with characters that look quite similar to me. And in a roleplay game, you want your character to stand out. You want your character to look different from everyone else. And you can't really do that when the game has a very simple customizing options for the start of your character. So a little bit disappointed in that, and I think they could have done a little bit better, in my opinion. Stats building, this is an RPG. It's all about stats. It is. Every single time you level up all your core stats all go up. you're looking at, for example, if you're a sorcerer, intelligence. If you're a druid, willpower. If you're a barbarian, strength. Dexterity if you're a thief, bowman with daggers. There's a lot of stats in this game. Fire protection, ice protection, lightning protection, poison, shadow, crowd control, stun. Oh my god, there's too much, but it's easy to learn and easy to understand. Whatever character that you're picking, just make sure that your gear kind of goes with that build. You don't want to corrupt your build by going with stats that don't really work for that character, because you're making it worse for yourself. So for me, like I said, a sorcerer, so of course I'm going to go intellect as my main, because intellect is my damage, and then dexterity will be my second, because dexterity is crit chance. So damage and crit, wiping everyone out. So there's a lot of it. Story, if applicable. We don't spoil nothing. In my reviews, they are spoiler free. But I can talk about how I felt about the story without spoiling it. Did I enjoy Diablo 4 as a story game? Yes. I thought the story was fantastic. It really played out well. Really, really well. And I had a lot of fun going through the story. There are twists, there are turns, there is emotion, there is happiness, there is loss, just like with any story. But Diablo 4 has a good story, very enjoyable, and yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it. No, I'm not. I mean, come on. Diablo's always been about the angels and demons and the war between the two races and mankind being stuck in the middle and all that jazz. So, oh god, they look good though as well. A lot of the angels look fantastic and the demons look absolutely amazing. The way that they've been designed, I mean, they look like hell, and that's the point. They're supposed to look gruesome. They're supposed to be horrifying when they look at their, missing limbs, guts hanging out, blood everywhere. That's the whole point. So yeah, story, I enjoyed it. I had fun. Online co-op modes, features, and stability. Here we go. The game is online, full online. You have to make sure that you have a live connection to play this game. It is all on servers. You can't play this game offline, not at all. So for anyone that accidentally went out and bought it thinking that they could play it offline, I'd like to meet those people so I can go again, I played it with Super Dave, I played it with Kasumi, I played it with Dr. Death. The connections while we were playing was absolutely fantastic. A lot of us are cross-continent as well. We're not on the same continent. I'm in the UK, they're in the US. Didn't really have any issues while we were playing. But if you've been reading about Diablo and its launch period, you would have heard a lot about the servers going down. People playing hardcore characters and having their hardcore characters erased because the game crashed. The server crashed on them and it killed their character. Whew, not good. To be fair, I'm gonna give them a little bit of leeway because they probably didn't expect the amount of people to be playing the game as much as their sales are through the fucking roof. So their player base is absolutely massive. So they might have not have anticipated the amount of people jumping on as they did. But at the end of the day, there were disconnections, there were server downtimes. Even right now, if I boot the game up, the servers are going down for about 3 hours for maintenance. you won't be able to play that game that well. During that time, you're probably going to get disconnected and probably will have issues. The mobs in the game and your character respond to server problems. So if the server starts to have problems, your character's going to stand still. And if the enemies are still moving while your character's stuck in motion, your character will probably die. Or in the flip side of that, you're running around enjoying your life and the enemies within that region aren't moving because something's wrong with the connection and the enemies thought it would be nice to have a picnic and stand still. For server problems, you will encounter it a lot. If you're watching this review like a year down the line and you're like, what's this crazy person talking about? It's fine. They've probably done a shitload of updates and maintenance patches and whatever to fix all the problems. But yes, this game has had quite a large amount of connection issues. So, yay! Purchase price versus digital price and value of content. This game is ridiculously expensive. I'm not gonna lie. The physical copy of this game cost me 60 quid. The digital is 70, and the ultimate that is over 100. And this is where I'm gonna come down fucking hard on them, like really hard on them. Blizzard, you need to stop being cash cows like EA. Like, don't do it. Don't. You're ruining your games. You cannot justify someone buying cosmetics for about £28. You're fucking nuts if you think you can justify visual cosmetics for around £28 that have no stats in those items. They're just visual cosmetics. You're fucking nuts. And I'm sorry for over swearing because I don't usually do it, but I'm getting really pissed off when companies like this are manipulating. No, not manipulating, just robbing you blind. Robbing you blind. The game is £60 and you want people to buy microtransaction coins to buy your microtransaction cosmetics, which are stupidly fucking priced. I was disgusted when I worked out the calculations, and it was all done on stream as well, and my community couldn't believe it either. It just for about 5 or 6 cosmetics that look good on your character, 28 quid. You're fucking crazy. Absolute batshit crazy. Do I feel that this game justifiably is worth 60 quid? No, I still think that's too expensive for a base game. I really do. £50 has always been the safe bubble for me, in my opinion. £50 has always been $49.99. £60 and above, you really need to justify it. And for cosmetics, you're batshit crazy. You really are, but that's just my opinion. £50, 100%. £55, 80%. £60, you're starting to go the wrong way, in my opinion. Because not a lot of people have this type of money to throw around on video games. They don't. And I'll add more to that and the reasoning why I feel that in a minute, because that's the base template that I go through. Now, it's notes. The base game, if you're installing it on an Xbox, is 75 gig. It's a big boy. It's a definite big boy on your hard drive. Make sure you got the space. Make sure you leave a good amount of space as well for all the updates that they push down on it. Publisher, said their name many times, Blizzard Entertainment. Game type, action, adventure, roleplay. 5 character classes that you can pick at the start of the game. Barbarian, Druid, Sorcerer, Rogue, and help me, chat, because I went straight to Sorcerer. There is one more. Wait, chat will update. Oh, Necromancer. There we go. You like to play with the undead. Coin microtransaction skins is the first fucking complaint I've written down. In-game cutscenes are breathtaking. I've already spoken about that. Transmogging replaces all gear changes. I absolutely love that as a concept, but if you apply transmogging to all your gear, when you pick up new items, you won't know what those items look like until you switch them out, or if you go to any of your safe home areas, you can go to a closet icon and you can then transmog your items to look like other items, and I fucking love that. I really love transmogging. I've made my sorceress look really badass, and the good thing about it in this game is it's free. Once you've got the transmog image from the blacksmith, you can then apply that to the gear and make it look like the way that you want to. You can cheat money in this game. We figured that out very, very early. You probably won't need to, unless you keep running out of money. But you can have your higher level buddy drop the items that they're picking up, and then you can then sell them and make a shitload of money out of it. So yay for cheats. Bag slots increase should be a thing. Your inventory slots, in my opinion, your bag inventory slot is not big enough. You fill the bag up with gear that you find and gemstones way too quickly. So you're having to teleport back and forth to constantly be emptying your bags, and that's fucking annoying. Give the player the ability to upgrade their bag space, please. Or allow the gems that they pick up to go into a separate inventory bag, so they're not cluttering the main bag. But that's just my opinion. There isn't a mark all option on console, but a person that I was playing with, I think it was Super Dave, said that there was something like that on PC. But yeah, a quick option just to mark all and then immediately sell all would speed up the transactions time. We saw a few of the items had typos. There was a couple of ands in the descriptions, which made me laugh, to be fair. Jewels should have their own storage. I've already talked about that. Game entirely online. Game bar. I had it twice, and I know a few people that I've played with have had this as well. There's a game bug going around that stops your character from attacking, and the only real way to fix it is to shut the game down and to reload. Don't know how the hell that's even a thing, but that is a thing at the moment, and I'm hoping that they'll get it fixed really, really, really quickly, because it's gotten me killed a few times where my character just ceases to do anything other than walk, and then she gets cornered and then she gets killed. She can't dodge and she can't attack. She just dies. 20 quest limit, is that... You know what? No, I'm fine with it. Oh, the horse vendors around the entire map are not unique. They all said they all share the exact same thing, which was a little bit disappointing. I was hoping to buy more variety of horses and even cosmetics for said horses. You can unlock cosmetics, but you have to do a lot of the PvP aspect in the game. I am not a PvPer in my... I'm not. I'm just not. I did a little bit of it. I was bored very, 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 very quickly, and I then went straight back to doing my own thing. 4 game freezes, 2 dashboards. And what I mean by dashboard, the game crashed and put me straight on the dashboard. So it's funny as fuck, the amount of crashes that people are having on this game. But again, it's all live. 9 out of 25 achievements. A lot of the achievements are tied to other characters as well. So if you want all of them, you're gonna have to play all the characters. The fact that the game keeps crashing on us and keeps causing problems is funny. But now the important part. Would I recommend this game to 2 people And what would I score it? And this may take some of you guys by surprise. Would I recommend Diablo 4 to new players to the Diablo series? No. No, I wouldn't. I would recommend Diablo 3. And the reason I would recommend Diablo 3, in my opinion, I think Diablo 3 is better. I think the overall game is better. I think the story is better. I think the companion system is better. And that is one massive blow in this game, in my opinion. That if you are a single person playing this game with no friends, I'm sorry for your loss, by the way, if you have no friends, but get some friends. If you are playing this game on your own and you have no one to play with, you will get fucking bored very fast. Very, very fast. You will do the story. You will probably love the story. But you will get bored without friends. Friends make this game a million times better straight away. And Diablo 3 had a companion system where you were introduced to unique NPCs that ran around with you, chit-chatted with you, and kind of gave you that I have a friend vibe. That I am not a sad loser vibe. So, if you want my honest opinion, if you want to get into the Diablo franchise, I would avoid Diablo 4 completely. And I would go straight to Diablo 3. A, it's going to be cheaper. Far, far, far cheaper than Diablo 4. And 2, in my honest to God opinion, I found Diablo 3 a far better game. Story, characters, gameplay, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I thought the story in Diablo 3 was so better in my opinion as well. If you want me to be ruthless, Diablo 4 could have been a DLC for Diablo 3. You want me to be ruthless? There you go. I was ruthless. It could have. Because Diablo 3 and Diablo 4 are very, very similar games, using a lot of the same mechanics. And the DLC that they had for Diablo 3 was absolutely fantastic. They could have had Diablo 4 as another expansion to the Diablo 3 series, and they could have added it onto it. Just give us her story, and that is it. If you want my opinion, I know this is like a massive blow to this review, but that's the point. That is the point of that, is that I just feel that this game didn't meet the upgrade that I was hoping for. Diablo 3 was freaking incredible. It really was. It had so much to it, and it's they just could have done so much more with Diablo 4. So the question again was, would I recommend this game to new players? No. I would recommend Diablo 3. Cheaper, better game in my opinion. That's the two big things in my opinion. What would I rate and score Diablo 4 though, with everything that we've talked about? Crazy good graphics and cinematics. Audio is fantastic. Soundtrack fantastic. Story is really good. Voice acting is amazing. Absolutely amazing. But server problems, freezing, game crashes, disconnections, very little cinematics in Diablo 4. Very little. Isn't enough. If you want my honest opinion, out of 10, like I always do, and this is a very long review, by the way. Very long review. At the point of where I'm at, 75 hours in, there's still more to do in terms of finishing off the side quests, finishing off some of the collectibles, and doing some of the hell stuff, the really hard stuff. I think it would be fair to rate Diablo 4, in my opinion, a solid 8 out of 10. That's just my opinion. I would love to know your feedback. Everyone that's watching this on YouTube, everyone that's watched this entire 40-minute video, massive props to you. I really appreciate your face. Please leave comments down below. Give me your input. Give me your insight. Tell me what you think about the game itself, who your character is, what you're playing as. But 8 out of 10, because I had fun playing with people. I think if I was playing this game on my own, if I had no one to play with and I was playing solo, 7. Because you need friends to play this game. You do. Go get some friends. Go buy some friends. I don't care. Get some friends. If you're going to play Diablo, get some friends. Because the experience is massively different. But I hope you've enjoyed the review. Again, leave a like on the YouTube video. It would really mean a lot. Some comments down below. I'll always get back to you. And I will see you guys in the next review, which is coming up very soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay well, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.